Hello, all. Welcome to my channel, Enlight and a Mint. Trying to get us through this process we call life so that we can enlighten. And the mint part is hopefully every day we can give you a little piece of, candy, mint to just help everything freshen up and wash down all that craziness. Um, yeah, so whew, it's lots going on as always. Big shifts changing. Um, Definitely, like I said, that outside world's getting loud. Um, this the 15th, 16th, 17th. Definitely going to see some big shifts out there. Big changes for the world, but um, they're good because we want to. We're still in this purging and cleansing, and we have to learn. We're learning things, right? So it looks fearful and it looks scary, but we just have to keep our wits about us. I just wanted to read this quote that I found. Um, the name's by Xavier Dagba. The world isn't getting darker; it's just detoxifying. The darkness you see represents the toxins that were crippling the collective psyche of humanity. You are only seeing it because it is being extracted. Your heart centered presence is the antidote. Keep shining. Yeah, so I think that's probably will end up being the title of this video is Keep Shining. We just, like I said, we got to keep our wits about us as everything's going on and not uh, allowing it to pull us off course, to just keep returning to heart center, um, in every which way we can, whether that's breathing, whether that's, uh, you know, just getting more sleep, taking better care of ourselves, um, detoxifying along with the world. Uh, you know, it's as stuff comes up, allow it allow it to go with grace and ease. Um, we got to stop clinging on to a bunch of stuff, which is going to be really tough because, the big one right now obviously is financial. Um, that's going to be a really tricky thing for humanity to figure out how we move to a more benevolent system. It is there in place for us to utilize. We just have to um, let go of our dependence on the old one, which I know is like asking for the mountains, the moon, the sea, the stars, everything. So it's a big ask, but well, we got this. We'll get through this. The other focus and where I kind of chose the cards for this week. I actually usually it comes to me quite intuitively. This one was a bit of a struggle until I realized that this might end up being a longer read for each day, just because it was imperative that we have 4 decks of cards, just because we need some definite guidance on what we do for our healing. I mean, the overall, like I just said, is staying in the heart. So remembering this week too, the 9th through the 15th, so till Wednesday now. Jupiter is conjunct Chiron, which is Chiron's always called the wounded healer. A powerful healing portal opens, bringing healing and awakenings, a time when our wounds are uncovered and lead us to greater potential. So again, it's just that keep shining. Again, this all has a purpose, even though it feels like a lot and too much sometimes. So we just keep breathing. We just make sure we have each other's backs, that we're supporting each other by holding each other up, loving each other, making sure our heart and our core being is in the best vibration we can be in. And I get, some days it's not like, uh, that's I wanted to talk about too, like why there wasn't Holding Space Sunday. Unfortunately, I got taken out on the weekend by a cold. You might still be able to hear it. So yesterday, I just, well, A, I wasn't feeling awesome, and B, I I didn't have the voice to do a meditation, Um, and again, it was just, you know, I was tired, so it was just too much. So I pretty much rested as much of the day as I could, and same with today. So yeah, that's why there was no holding space ending. I did really want to do because there was that goddess energy coming in, but it's still ongoing, and I think it will be through equinox and that new moon coming up. So I'll finish. I also have to finish writing. I'm writing the Goddess Garden meditation. So, um, but that one's it's in depth, and I want it to be ready and at its best before I present it. So also, yeah, I don't think I just didn't have the voice for it yesterday to record it, even if it was finished. So that's where that stands. So yeah, this reading then for the week might end up being a little bit longer than it usually is each day, just to catch us all up. So, whew, yeah, I know I can feel it, you guys. I feel this energy. It's a lot going on. Um, and it is hard to keep your wits about you, especially if you watch the news for 2, 3 minutes. Um, but just remember, as all this stuff is happening, it's so hard because you know I do see a lot of naysayers out there like that are pooping on things, going, "You can't just be all love and light," and I'm like, we're not trying to just be all love and light. We're trying to maintain a good frequency so that we don't spiral down into the lower energies to a point where we don't come back up from them. It's it's okay to be doing the inner child work, the shadow work, all of that stuff. If it still needs to be worked on, we should be working on this stuff. Um, yeah, so just we just need to do our best, our very best, uh, at the moment to just keep ourselves so that we can maintain through this, right? So that we're not pulled out of our energy by all this fearful stuff. And like we talked about in the other reads, is that it is kind of go to the brink of things. Um, the fear factor is going to be heavy and high. And that's starting this week. So around the 15th, 16th, 17th is what I'm hearing is there's pretty profound shifts. They've already started on the financial scene. If you've been like kind of observing, again, I don't observe, I observe the news. But I don't sit there and inundate myself with it. So again, that's my mantra. You're welcome to adopt it. Be informed, but do not be inundated. Um, Meaning, so take what you need out of it and then let it go um, for the rest. Anyway, I know that sounds kind of doom and gloom. Uh, it's definitely not meant to be. It's just that so we're prepared as all of this comes in, so we don't get thrown off track. And our track is the ascension of this planet and ourselves, and moving everything into a higher frequency uh, and a better way for living for all of us. It's just it's going to take some effort and some time. So, all right. So the theme for the overall week is the hanged, the hanged one. My sacrifice will strengthen my devotion to the divine. I deepen my compassion for all beings. This is also the Hanged Man card is also about seeing things from other perspectives, right? This person is hung upside down, right? So your view of the world completely changes because you're looking at it from upside down. So sometimes it requires us to do a little bit of work. And I think what I'm getting from this is just what I said is like what just came through about the information is being informed. We still need to be observing what's happening because this is a process. We can't just, as much as we'd like to just pull the covers over our head and then come back out when it's time. That's not where we need to align our energy to, right? We need to be active participants in this. And again, you know, it's like, how are we active participants? in our homes, in our jobs, with our families, when like we're not over directly in conflict or whatever's the situation is going on. And again, I go back to the thing I said is it is important where our mindset is, right? So this is all about us being in a positive of vibration as we can, so that we're manifesting in the best possible scenario for all. um, that's our job. I firmly believe that's why we're here. So it is important to be in meditation, and it is important to send your prayers and your thoughts to people, places, and things, and send your energy a little bit to, whether you're doing grid work and traveling, on the astral plane to light up the grids across the world, so that as this light comes in, we're able to, you know, power up and, head to where we're supposed to be. All right, I'm gonna do 3 portal cards just because, like, we're definitely in this, like, we're definitely in the, well, I think we'll just be in portals for till till this job is done. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay, it's a fun week. Hang on to your hats, guys. Okay, so the chamber of the violet flame, karmic release, radical transformation. Yeah, this is just where we are, right? Um, th- we have a lot of karma that we gotta, burn up. So, it's it's happening. We just have to, uh, we can stoke the fire and we can help it burn it out. Um, and we can just observe too. We got the Temple of Truth, which is throat chakra, authenticity, and self expression. Um, I feel like this is definitely less about us. Um, it is more about, you know, the veils are being pulled back on everything right now. Um, Truth is coming out daily. Things are changing daily. It's happening exponentially fast, but it's going to be okay. The only reason I think that it's a little disconcerting is I think initially, like, sort of I don't want to say the plan, but the plan was that this this process might even take until like 2033. A few people are saying though, like we've shot ahead on that timeline. I know, like, Diana Cooper was saying, like, almost 20, we're 25% ahead of where we were supposed to be in this year. So, things are accelerating, but I think that's because, like, shit's going down. There's no, there was never there's a timeline, but there was never like there's not dates, right? Um, and also, things are coming in beyond our control. Well, there isn't anybody that's in control of it. Because I'm just saying this as I read the last card, which again is the Central Sun card: abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. So as soon as we get this, we know we're getting these energetic downloads. They're coming in fast and furious. Um, it's just we're at critical mass. It's time for this change to be ushered in. Um, it is still going to be tried to be ushered in the safest, most fluid way possible that doesn't totally destroy every soul, in terms of like the amount of information and what's really true and learning all of those things. Um, but it's quickening. This pace is picking up. So definitely, I can say for this week, it's gonna be a bumpy ride because there's a lot of karma burning off. Um, but our big thing is we just need to keep our wits about us, right? We just need to keep, like I said, in that vibration and shining what we know we have, out there, even though it might seem like that's sticking your head in the sand or whatever anybody else wants to say about it. Um, let them say that you're not. taking this seriously and why aren't you worried? Like we, it looks worrisome. Some of it's like, yeah, shoot, money, the whole money thing is a big addiction that society has. Um, and it's not benevolent. It's not a benevolent system. It never has been. It's a slavery system. Um, and that coming crashing down is going to be a bitter thing, and it's going to be fearful because if we don't know what's coming that's new to replace it, that's where our human self kicks in and panics. So we just this week, hang on to your hats, do your best. When it becomes all too much, tune everything out, go into meditation, just breathe, um, use all your resources, your crystals, bathing, whatever you need to do. It's just like we just need to be in the flow and allow. It's about allowing this week. Um, that's what I'm getting. So let's take a look at the day by day, see what we're at, and yeah, definitely. I'm using a lot of the energy decks and the chakra decks just because that just seems to be the theme, like working on our energy. But I also am going to use the Divine Abundance deck because that one card I'm hoping gives us sort of an advice card for day to day. Um, like, so if we're going to do a practice, it's like, okay, what's today's practice? So the example would be what I just drew this off the top is stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled in each moment, right now, just this very moment. That's so funny that I just drew that off the top. I was just going to use it as an example, but it's perfect. It's the perfect example of what we need to be doing this week. And again, keeping the peace with ourselves in meditation in the heart center. All right, let's look at the day by day. All right, starting off with Monday, as we always do. That'll be an interesting thing too, because I think, we'll definitely get into it as we head into next week. But um, gosh, what am I trying to say? As we head into next week, because equinox and moving into uh, Aries and then Pluto moving into Aquarius, that, and again, there's a new moon that week, that like the 20th to the 25th is like another power packed week. So yeah, we'll get more into those things as we go. It's probably easier than trying to read ahead, but yeah, we are just doing our best to stay on top of this right now. Okay, so Monday. Monday is pretty funny. Monday so far is just like about it's exactly what we just talked about. So I have a feeling it'll be one of those weeks again, right? Where it's the same. Okay, this is gonna be our advice. Seriously, can't make this stuff up. Okay. Oh shoot, I dropped it. Okay, Monday first is great and full. Making grateful. Our cup is full. The magical energy. We are in that state of bliss and awareness. It's really interesting though, because this is a root chakra card. So it's really saying, like, be grateful for everything you have. So even if things are falling apart out there, like, like right now, I don't know how much I can say. I don't have that many followers, so I don't think YouTube's gonna flag me, but you never know. But a lot of the banks are starting to like uh, fall. um, so we some of us may see potential financial like, holy crap, there goes everything. Um, it's just reminding us on Monday to bring it back to like what is important, right? What is important, Is it having a lot of money or is it having lots of friends, family, and love? And I know that like when all that stuff's coming down and you have to pay your bills and things, um, that it can be tricky. Trust me, I know this one back and forth because I that is my prime worry all the time. I don't want to get into all the stories, but because they're a little bit in depth, but I've had things happen to me in the manifestation scale where it's not like I had more money coming in, but I had some bills removed. Like, the cable bill, I wasn't sure how I was going to pay that. And then we lost service for 3 days. So they took some, the old outstanding bill, they took that whole amount off. And then I went to pay for my license for my practice. And those fees are still waived until next week. And I made it in just under the wire. So there's, we have to look at things for manifestation in other ways, right? Like I might be like, I'm like, okay, I need more money. Like if that's what I'm going for. But I was asking for that. That was what I was trying to manifest because I was like, I need to get some stuff paid and some things done. And then these things start happening. So it's not that I'm getting more money, but I'm now owing less because that's yeah. So it's again, it's that the hanged man perspective, right? Or the hanged one is looking at things from a different perspective. So and again, how we manifest best is being grateful for what we have, not what we want, what we have already. Um, and so even that energy of being grateful for having lots of friends or family or loved ones in your life, that still is the same energy as grateful for abundance if you have abundance in your life, financially or whatever. So we just want to keep stoking the fire of that energy. All right. Because the other card we got is growth, right? And this is pure spiritual growth. So Monday is really about just returning to the things we know, the things that we do that keep our vibration high and bringing in abundance by asking for and being in a state of ease and peace and love and grace. Because we also got going with the flow. Yeah. And then the funny thing is, um, what did I say this week was going to be about? Allowing. So the advice card for Monday, radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. This is manifesting 101, you guys, and this is abundance 101. It's like by being grateful for what we have, it puts us in the right space to allow new things to come in and just go with the flow, and everything is fine. It's growing. We're all learning. This whole new system that's going to come in with a financial system is going to be completely foreign to us. We've never worked with it before. So I have a feeling it's going to take us some time to learn how to do that. So Monday, again, just a repeat of the thing, the big key piece, which is I think the key piece for this week is allowing. Just again, being in the flow, letting things come in, again, letting the old stuff go. But it's funny because it doesn't seem like I think we've done a lot of work on that in the last week. So now it's just about taking stock of, you know, we're okay and what we have. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, that's Monday. Taking a look at Tuesday. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting week. Um, yeah, I've seen so many prolific changes that um, it's just been interesting. Um, and yeah, it's been tough too, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, ooh, some of this stuff it's heavy, and it's heavy in a way that's It's just because, you know, it's um it's heavy in a way where it's like because we don't really know what the next steps are, but we're doing our best. All right, Tuesday. Um, we get willing release. So anything that's stirred up on Monday that is still old lower energy that we're hanging on to, make sure that you um, are gracefully bidding it adieu. Give it a good send off. What I love about this card is they're the dandelion puffballs. So I would say a really good, quick, energetic thing we can do, and just to put us in the mindset so that again we are allowing abundance to come in around this is if whatever it is, whatever you think is hanging on for you, visualize taking this little puffball, this dandelion, and closing your eyes and thinking about what it is we want to release, and then doing the whole, like, really physically do that, and then disperse that old whatever's the last little bits of whatever's hanging up for us. So the other card we got is acceptance. When I get this card, I always read it as like a spirit has our back. Um, but if you look, there's cherries in the background. Her uniform has a cherry on it. Her name tag, her name is Cherry. Um, it's a cherry pie. um, it's just like I feel like sometimes we're looking so far beyond, um, you know, what and we already don't understand that we've already got everything we need. Right? We're thinking that there's something more. So it's not so much about the word acceptance. It's just like everything you've ever asked for is there. It's already there. We just need to see it, right? Which is really funny because then the other card we got is ripeness. So it's just like with the cherries, and I think these are plums maybe, but it doesn't matter. It's like this tangible energy is ready for us to accept into our lives. So this new energy is there, and it's ready, and it's ready for us to harvest and to start utilizing. The only thing stopping us is this stuff. Whatever it's us stopping ourselves, right? Not accepting. Um, it's tricky because I think a lot of people I can say like you're saying I can't see it, and I'm like it's we're looking too hard for it. So take the time and just yeah, really release anything that isn't serving you, that you know is tripping you up. Again, looking at this with everything going on that I know is going on in the outside world, is it's probably releasing these old systems. And part of why they're taking so long and kicking and screaming as they're going out is because we are so dependent on them. We've been enculturated to be dependent on them, and we don't know any other way. But the way is there. We just have to start. It's tricky. It's like it's asking to suspend belief in the old ways and start, even though we don't know what the new is, but envisioning it. And I know that sounds super tricky. Even I'm like, I don't even have a clue how to do that. Um, I would say just you know, keep it general and just say, I accept and invite the abundance of all the new benevolent ways to come into my life now. And then start to see what you see. Because then something will shift or change. Um, Yeah. It might be one of those moments though where you just go, "Oh my God, I don't have any money in the bank. My bank just did something weird. I can't get into my accounts." But at the same time, someone shows up at your door with food and says, "Hey, let's sit down and have dinner together." So it's, yeah. it's really hard, but that's what I'm saying about all the things that have been happening to me is I'm not getting the physical money in my hand, but things are being, the responsibilities and things I had are being dissolved. So it's tricky. We're learning a new system. That's all I can say. And so we just gotta again keep going with the flow, you guys. So we also got the advice for Tuesday is your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there is a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Again, seriously, I can't make this stuff up, and I don't. But the universe is just saying, yeah, this is the tricky part. This is the big part about this week. The fears and illusions are real, like they feel real, but they're illusions. And so it is, as we switch to these new systems, it's like, oh my God, I'm losing everything, but we're gaining, right? Everything's ready. It's there in the background. It's going, we're not just going to be cast out and left to hang out to dry on this one. That's not how this plan works. Just that we have to be in that mindset of accepting the new, even though we don't quite know what it is yet. And also accepting that we're going to be taken care of. It's going to be fine. All right, you guys, it's all about letting go of the old this week. And we're talking about not just like in our soul and our lives and how we do things, but this is like how humanity does things, how the outside world functions. It's, you know, it's a tricky thing to say, but it's like it's dying and we need to just let it die. And then the new will be born. I mean, it's actually already born. It's just how it comes in. But if we're clinging on to all the old stuff, we got no room for the new. So, okay, just remember there is a plan far beyond what I can see through. Uh, I can see through my fears and delusions. We'll get there. We're learning. That's Tuesday. Wednesday. Let's have a look. Now, Wednesday's the 15th, I believe. Um, we could see some interesting reveals that day. It's just sort of a date that's sort of coming, um, or it's been coming up in all kinds of sectors. So not just like the truth community, but also like psychics and readers and channelers. So see what happens. We definitely, you know, we definitely don't. Um, we definitely don't. You know, not feel like it's such tough energy right now because it's just like I said, I can't almost describe it. It's heavy. Like it's heavy, but you know, we were built to do this. Anyway, moving on. Wednesday. Wednesday's back to being about us and what we're doing for ourselves. Um, Focusing on body and soul again on Wednesday. So again, a root chakra card, making sure that, we're keeping ourselves in the best light as possible. So for that, it means, getting enough sleep if we can, drinking lots of water, staying hydrated, um, but nourishing not just body but soul too, making sure that we are meditating and putting good energy into our soul, right? The nice part about this card is that it's the full lotus on the lily pad blooming there, um, and lots of cosmic energy coming in. So we are we are in this awakening process, and it can be beautiful if we're taking care and aligning with the correct energy. It can be awesome. The other card we got is it's kind of, well, we got two. I'm just gonna read which one first. Okay, so yeah, again, a little bit of work comes up around this on Wednesday about that we're this feeling of, well, who am I? I'm not worthy of this. Um, I love this card though, because like it's like this person's dressed in like the heavy winter garb. It's definitely winter all around. Um, it's almost like that's I think of like what comes to mind is Siberia and being isolated or being, how they used to cast people out there. But this is saying, no, no, no. The throne is waiting. You are worthy of sitting in the seat and thawing and melting everything around you. It's time to end the winter and start believing in ourselves and take a seat in the throne. Um, and because we got a bit of a caution here with Wednesday too, is that we're uh, normally workaholic. It's like, um, I mean, it means we're working too hard at something. And for this one, it's interesting because how I always read this card is that they're painting like six. I always laugh too because I've never looked at the book, but these look like little grapes. I don't know why they're painting, but whatever. That's not the part of the story. Anyway, there's so many canvases, right? So it's like, it's almost like we're doing too much. We want so much, everything to happen right away. And like, let's get this done and let's get going. And it's too chaotic and too frenetic. So we need to just refine ourselves. Pick one, pick one thing, pick one canvas and work on that. This is the thing for yourself. This is what we need to do for ourselves. So, trying to make sure you're not scattering your energy by trying to, I don't want to say like manipulate or force uh, this process, right? It is still a process. Things have to change on the daily. Excuse me. Um, so just refining yourself so you're not so scattered and which being scattered and multitasking. Sorry, this call's catching up with me again. This is what I was worried about. I knew I couldn't do meditation because I wouldn't have a voice long enough. Anyway, it's about refining the work we're doing. So try not to scatter your energy by doing a bunch of things for this week's, and this is Wednesday, right? Just focusing on one thing. So again, whatever that is, keeping our energy uh, just aligned is the word that's coming to mind. Because we also got the Fool. So the interesting thing with the Fool is like it. It's funny because it's the first card, the zero card. So it always indicates new beginnings. Um, but we do have to use a bit of caution, right? It's like he's reaching out for this new flower, but almost to the detriment of like he could fall. He might not. He might get it and then pull it back, right? And that's more than likely what's going to happen to us. But just be a little more cautious about reaching out too fast and too like there's something here about being frenetic energy. So slowing down and just doing one or two things. Sorry. Woo. Okay. Our advice card for Wednesday. Love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. All right. Self love. Love, 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 love. Keep returning to heart center. Um, the new beginning is coming in. Our best way is not to keep reaching for it and trying to manipulate it or have it happen faster, right? Don't overextend ourselves. Just go back to the heart and the soul, body, mind, soul, and take care of you and really increase that frequency of love on Wednesday. That's Wednesday. Okay, Thursday. Whew. Interesting. Interesting. Uh, Thursday might be a little challenging here. Okay, let's see. There's kind of two back and forth. I'm actually going to read these two cards first, only just because. So we got guilt and despondence. Um, yeah, what I'm feeling with this is for those of you that are taking my advice, and um, trying not to get so involved in the outside world. Um, this just feels like it's almost, I feel like Thursday, unfortunately, like we may see from other people, I don't want to say an attack on us, but a little bit. They're going to be like, well, you're just despondent. And, you know, how are you not freaking out right now? Um, and it's really coming through not to let that energy um, get to us. Yeah, it's funny because this is like this doesn't I don't feel like this is like purely again any way, shape, or form, but what's probably happening is for Thursday is that enough information has come out that everyone else is starting to see it. And they again, it's like you're not doing anything. You're just taking you're just aloof. You don't care. And it's like, no, I'm just maintaining my energy. Um, that's really the simplest answer. um, don't let people guilt you into think you're not participating in this. Like it's like I'm just participating in this the best way I know how. So for my self-preservation, because this is what it's all about in the end. I mean, we have to preserve ourselves through this change. Because again, we're no good to others if we are not good ourselves. So instead of letting, you know, or actually feeling guilt like I'm not doing anything. This one to me though, it's really interesting though because the hands are always they're also coming out of there's like these creepy hands coming out of the head. So it's like it's we're like making up this own story for ourselves that we're not doing anything, and that we're guilty of not helping and feeling guilty about that, or feeling guilty that we're not doing enough. But at the same time, it's that like anguish scream of like enough, right? It's enough. That's enough. We're not putting up with this anymore. So don't feel guilty and don't let people tell you how you feel. And don't let them um, poop on your parade in terms of uh, like that you don't have to do it their way, right? You're doing it your way, and that's fine. And how I know that this is the correct advice is because we also got the call of the muse. This is purely about are moving this energy in a way that works for us, that is like create, it's creative or something like that, where it's like it makes sense to us. It only needs to make sense to us. It doesn't need to make sense to everyone else. Their selves is their job, not you, not try to fix you, all of those things. So it's interesting because then we also got reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. So again, I think it's a lot of these shifts that are happening, are making us like question everything because it's like the old way is gone and now what do I do? It's finding new ways to move this energy with this energy and flow with this energy. I mean, look at she's just like got the most beautiful dance happening. Um, so again, just being kind to yourself and not listening to what other people um, are critiquing how you're going through this process. It's none of their business, quite frankly. You could tell them that if you want. Anyway, so the part that this is happening for me, not to me, again, it just might be as some of those things disappear in the outside world in terms of the finance system, all of it, right? That it's going to be, it could be a little fearful. It's like, well, how do I do anything? But this card is coming in because it's like, start tapping into that energy of yourself. You're your own muse, not someone else. It's like the ideas are there for where you want to go. So just, again, it's about tapping into this energy. We're not used to it. And We're not used to knowing or seeing that we create our own reality in every given moment. And the thing is that obviously we're becoming more and more powerful and good at it. Um, and so, yeah, it's going to take a bit of work and a bit of, uh, it's going to take a bit of work. Like, um, it's interesting too, because I'm getting like this card also, this despondence thing is like, it's the same thing as the muse. I mean, this is the Mother Earth card, the representation of Mother Earth, but she's creating all these beautiful flowers around her. And then you've got this like doubting person down here going, you're not doing anything. Again, this you're not doing anything. It keeps coming up as a theme. It's like, I am doing everything I know in my power to get through this time. So, again, just start tapping into like the energy of what we want to see, what we want to feel, and just really ignoring that outside world, right? Um, I mean, she's creating magic there, doing what Mother Earth does best. But again, it's that the doubting side of people is that, oh, nothing's happening. Oh, it's not magical. Like despondence, like, no, it's just it's all terrible. We just need to like kind of cut those people right out of our lives. Because in this card too, it's like my favorite is like it's dark and gray and cloudy and the screaming crazy hands. But then there's these lovely cherry blossoms at the top, right? There's always hope. There's always things growing and expanding. Um, Cherry blossoms are like a perfect representation of spring. Spring is here, the new is here. Um, yeah, this card also popped out too, the non duality card. Let your authentic humanity shine forth. Shine forth. There again. Keep shining. While also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. Yeah. So that's why this week is tricky, is because we're learning to balance the old with the new and the new way of doing things. Um, so the best thing to say to that is like, again, stay in your heart center, do what's best for you, um, and just realize we're in a process of learning how to use this energy and wield it for magic. So again, go easy on yourself. You know, it's not all going to happen in one day. This is a whole new system. This would be like getting a brand new job, um, and you're in training for the first week or whatever, and then they expect you to have it completely done by the end of the week, and you're on it and you're on your own. It's like that's not going to happen in a realistic world. You're still going to need help, and you're still going to need training and you're going to have some hits and misses and trials and errors. Like that's just the way it's going to go. It's no different with this new energy. So that is Thursday. So let's see Friday. Yeah, it's an interesting week. Like I said, like um, it's kind of like we're letting some of the old energy still go, and things are still being shifted and changed and burnt up in the karma wheel. And then we've got, the new there and ready to come in. And so it's kind of like we're just in this middle ground right now. Um, yeah, that's the easiest way to explain it, which is why it could be so confusing, I'm sure. Because we're just not quite there yet. More stuff about masterpiece. Again, these Fridays again, there's a couple days we're holding ourselves back a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, this is really interesting because this has come up twice in this reading. I'll clue you into this in a minute. So what it's starting to point to is like what I'm looking at is the way out of that as things shift, and if we're having troubles knowing what to do, it's really starting to come through strong that what we turn to is our creativity, whatever that is, or the call of the muse, right? The dance, the movement, being in the flow, learning to uh, connect with this new energy. So, the first card we get for Friday is Let It Go. It's beautiful heart chakra card. You've got these lovely hummingbirds with a ribbon tied around the heart. Um, I'd say in that one, it's just like, okay, everything is fine. Um, we can really start to let go of this old energy. New will be coming in. It's gonna be okay. And the reason I say that is because we got the rejection card, but again, this comes in when I'm reading, and it's that like the artist painting his masterpiece, but questioning, but listening to all the other voices. You're not good enough. Who are you to do this thing? And really, it stops us from doing our work. Um, we just need to get in that point of we're here to paint our masterpiece, whatever that is. So, at all costs, we got to stop listening to these voices in our head or even from actual other physical humans telling us, oh, this ascension thing is all bullshit. It's not happening. You're making stuff up. All that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of like, we need to just, again, focus on ourselves, tune out the outside world, including that it might be your partner, your family that's directly telling you like you're nutters, but we're supposed to be painting this masterpiece right now. We cannot stop doing our work now, particularly if it comes down to self-doubt, um, or self-worth, and especially if that's a direct result of somebody else. If it's someone else telling us that and we're believing it and we're buying it and we're stopping our work, you need to reframe at that point. I don't know what you do to get rid of those voices or the people, um, but we really have to tune them out. We're not supposed to be here just hanging around, waiting to see what happens. We have work to do because we got the creativity card as well. So, and it's interesting because it's right at this almost looks like a quarter moon or uh, it's just about to go like into the new moon. So this is saying this is the week to explore this creativity. Again, it doesn't mean you have to dance or paint or like those kind of creative projects. It just might be like envisioning what what we're going to do with this new energy and what how does money look, or like if you can't envision, if it's money not money, like are we on a bartering system, like are we communal living and taking care of each other, like dream big. Again, it's about dreaming and creating, right? We are creating this world. This is coming up like again, the 21st, 22nd is the solstice, equinox and the new moon. And spring is coming in. That's what this means. It's like everything is ripe and fertile and ready to manifest this new energy and create amazing things. But we have to A, stop standing in our own way, listening to those voices, and B, if there's physical people standing in our way with their voices and their opinions, it's time to do this to that. Done. No more. Do not listen to those other people. They're also doing a disservice not to you, but just to themselves because they're not doing their work. Um, we just need to not have that energy around us. So it doesn't mean you have to leave someone or break up a friendship or a relationship, but we can be on a pause. That's for sure. Okay, the advice for Friday: true offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. That's a good project. It's a good advice card because it's like, what is the thing that's unbearable to you? And how energetically can you shift it and change it so it returns it to love? That's an interesting question, and I'm just going to leave it there for you for Friday. Saturday. Whew. Yeah, I feel like uh, the card. I mean, I feel like it's been a bit heavy of a read for the week. Um, Again, I'm just going to keep reiterating, like when again, if it becomes too much, return to heart center, return to meditation. Excuse me. Just do what you can. Just stay out of that lower energy. I know that's hard. Um, I don't not deal with things, right? If you've got emotions coming up, man, feel those feelings, everybody. Just about not staying there, right? And then trying to see the light in everything and everyone. It's just such a tricky time right now. It's funny though. I really like what these cards are saying. So Saturday, sorry, I thought good thing I didn't do holding space and a meditation because I never would have made it through. I'm just like sipping on water in between each read here. Um, and I still can just barely make it through it. Sorry, got cards flipping out here. But too many. That's too many. I just need one. I just need one. Okay. And what's our advice card? Ooh, ooh, there's is it two? All right, Saturday. We got the smoke and mirrors card. So that is instantly the card for by Saturday, more truth coming out, more being revealed. It's interesting because I can tell in this reading too, it's like it's a little bit about what our work is and what we're supposed to be doing, but it's what we're supposed to be doing as all of this stuff starts to present itself. And it is going to, like I said this week, it's a bit of a tumultuous week in that terms. Um, but just remember, smoke and mirrors is the illusion, right? This is all just an illusion. All of this is like created. When we pull the veil back, this is where we want to, where we've been trying to head, is that we are heading into this time period um, of the truth being revealed and knowing what, what our true purpose is and what the soul is and what the divine is and what God is and all of those things. And so we've been searching for these answers through every lifetime we've been in. It's always the who am I? Why am I here? All of those questions, right? And it can be overwhelming that we're about to have them all answered, right? So again, the silence card comes up again. For me, this is like the best place we can be through all of this, and is a centered energy where we're at peace and in silence, and we're just able to observe and not react and just take things in. Because we also got the renewal card for Saturday, which is awesome because it's spring, the goddess. Um, in the back, it's like the winter trees, but now the sun is coming out and everything's starting to grow. The light is being shined on everything, and and all the new is being revealed. So we're heading into the new. It's awesome. This is definitely what we've been waiting for, right? What we've been asking for. So we also got sacrifice as our um, suggestion card. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go: illusions, obsessions, addiction. It's a sacrifice to love. That's awesome. So, again, this week definitely is about cutting cords, burning karma, and letting the old go so we can bring in the new, so we can have our growth and renewal. It's not easy though, right? We know this. So, there's another suggestion card for Saturday, and that's the inner power card. Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. That's a good prayer for that day. So it's like, again, we're in this place where we're we're not quite sure what we need to do, or what's about to happen. So just keep asking for strength and courage and the power to do what must be done. And you'll know in those moments, right? That's Saturday. All right, I am going to read Sunday just in case. I always have the great plans that I'm going to do holding space, and then, you know, life just does its thing. So, anyway, um, and then we'll do the summary here. Uh, yeah, and as of like probably the weekend, heading into that next week, I'll probably try to churn out a few more videos just because we've got so much going on the following week in terms of all the, planetary alignments, spring coming in, the light changing, there's a moon in there. So yeah, I'm not sure what it'll look like reading wise, but um, yeah, we'll just do what we can do. Okay. And the advice card. What's the advice card for Sunday? Woo. Okay. Rah. Interesting. Okay. So by Sunday, um, we've been through a lot this week. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of um, need again, loss and then regrowth and growth and generation and moving back and forth through the scale. So um, this is just saying it's by the end of the week, have no fear. Our roots are there, they're dug in deep, and abundance is coming in. Um, this tree is not young, it's old, it's been through everything, right? And it's fine. And we're connected to earth, and um, we're going to be fine. And there is an abundance of energy coming in to make our lives better. We also got the completion card. So I always look at this as like, yeah, we're coming to the end of a cycle. And it is a loss. We're letting things go. Um, and we will take our time to grieve and do those things. But, I always say that they're grieving over this loved one. Um, but their spirit guide is there holding them. They've got our back. They've got everyone's back. And the sun is rising on a new day. So it's just that, yeah, this is an ending, but there's always the new beginning coming. So, and it's big and it's abundant. So, um, we also got the slowing down card, and this is in the rainbow, so it's all the energies together. This card is just purely, it is the slow and steady wins the race, right? We don't need to, I don't know why I feel like, because I think I try to do this too, is that we just want everything. It's like, could this just be over already? Can we just get this done? Sometimes I feel that, and sometimes I say that out loud. Um, but that's not how this is going to get done. It's going to be fairly methodical. There is a plan. We just bit by bit, but slow down and take your time. And as much as it's like tumultuous and crazy, it's like we have to find a way to kind of enjoy this process. Not really sure how we do that. We don't want it to be difficult and suffering. It doesn't have to be. The advice card for Sunday is loss. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Yeah, it's that it's letting go to let the new come in. Um, that's pretty much like been the theme this whole week is just I can see where I mean I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. We're struggling. We're struggling because everything we know is needs to go. Um, the new is there, but we're just not quite, again, we're not quite there yet. Um, but just we have to trust that transition from one to the other is going to be a little different, but we've really got to let go of the old ways. We have to let them die. They're fine. They're going to go on to do new things. We have to look up and see that new sunrise. The only way we do that is to stop clinging on to what we know, which I know is like a really hard thing, but the news not can't come in if we're blocking it by filling our space in our heart and our soul with the old way of doing things. So it's yeah, I think it's about it's like I'm seeing that silence card again. It's like slowing down and being more quiet and seeing the new, and then you'll be able to see how you can uh, bring that into your life, and create this structured, steady stream of abundance. It is coming. Again, we just gotta let go. We're just clinging on. It's the human way, though. It's human nature. It would be nice if it just was like presented, the new was presented to us, and we could go, "Oh, that's cool. I'm throwing this thing out. Bye. This is new. So exciting." It is kind of that easy, but it's not. I totally understand. All right, that's Sunday. Let's take a look at the summary and have a good week if we can. All right, let's sum this week up if we can. I mean, it's pretty like the theme pretty much carried throughout the week. So yeah, just just a lot going on. But that's why we have each other. And that's why I do this channel is so that we can remember that um, we're all in this together. Nothing can stop what's coming. Source, divine, all of it has our back. They have a plan. Um, the best way that we help out is not standing in the way. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the sum up is that we got two of the same cards. So the Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. Um, Again, though, I just feel like this is about all the truth is coming out. So just understand what that is this week. We got the central sun again, so we're probably going to see another week of huge energies coming in. Um, my favorite part about the words on this card, though, is abundance downloads. This week is a lot about of abundance too, right? Like about the new abundance. Like it's there and it's ready and it's um, like I said, it looks different and it works a bit different than we're used to. Like it's not like I'm like, okay, I need to pay these bills and I need more money. I don't get more money. But I have those bills taken down. That's still abundance. That's still shifting that energy. It's again, it's all new and we just have to like you know it's good though because like I feel like those two experiences happened to me so that I'm like okay, whoa, this is such a different thing than I thought it was going to be. So it's just, again, I think we came up with that one card. It's about reframing how we're looking at things. And that's the whole message of from the first card is the hanged one, right? It's about looking at everything in a totally different perspective or from a different perspective. So we're now in this new perspective, and we're looking out at stuff going, what the hell is that? Like, I don't know how to manage that. We do. We're getting there, you guys. It's all just a process. The last card we got is the Emerald Tablet Activation, Cosmic Ordering, Divine Alchemy, Conscious Manifesting. Yeah. So the overall theme for the week is keep doing that work. Understand that, again, there is a plan. Things are being put into order, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, meaning the divine is taking care of the process part of it. Our job, again, prayer, meditation, keeping in a high vibration, staying in our heart, and consciously manifesting what we want to see, not bringing in all this low energy and so that we keep manifesting the same old because the same old is dying. It's done. It's actually, it's probably already pretty much dead. We just need to let it go now. And that's going to be the hardest lesson for humanity. All right, I'm going to do one more of the Goddess Tarot. Um, or this is just the major arcana of it, but that's so let's finally sum up one more time what the whole week is about. Yeah, we're back, same thing, Wheel of Fortune. There are an infinite number of possibilities in my life. And the Wheel of Fortune too is like it's the game of life. It's like there's we're just being dealt different hands right now, but realizing um, we can when there's infinite possibilities, it's like there's infinite paths ahead of you. We're not stuck. We're not, we're not getting left behind. That those things aren't going to happen. It's just we just have to consciously be making decisions about where we do want to go, right? We can't just leave it up to fate and go, uh, whatever works, because you'll get whatever. Like, and you'll be like, I didn't ask for this, and it'll be like, well, you kind of did because you weren't specific. I said to someone this week, I said, like there's such power in the statement of not making a choice is still making a choice in the universe's eyes. And it's like, it doesn't know what to send you if you're just like, I'll just leave it up to you. Think about how often it's like someone's going, they're like, I'm going to this restaurant to get some food for dinner. What do you want? Whatever. Then you get whatever. And if they come back with something you hate, that's on you. Because you were supposed to speak up and be like, I want chicken fries. I don't know what chicken fries are, but anyway, so that's the week, you guys. It's it's a week. I It kind of makes me a little bit nervous for next week because it's going to be even more action packed, but um, and shifting energy. So, all right, keep shining. That's going to be the title of this video. Keep shining. Keep smiling. Is that what's that song? That's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. It's true or for sure. I don't know what the words are. Anyway, you can always count on me. I will be here to help you through this all because we're all in it together. Take care of yourselves this week above and beyond everything, especially your energy. Stay in the flow and keep manifesting and be grateful for everything we already have. Take care. I love you guys.